Hello. The bugs are basically gone now. So now it is tarp season for me. I love using tarp shelters. All you do is bring a couple tarps, some cordage, and if you want to get creative, you can bring some fasteners as well for the tarps. This here are the clamps for paper and such. Those work really well. Got an assortment of those. Got those at the dollar store, I believe, a couple years back. Also got these type of fasteners, and these are tarp fasteners. And I'll figure out which way this goes. These style here, they hold well, and they also allow for a tie-out point. So that's another good option. And then I have the Tarp Buddy that I will leave a link down below where you can check these out and how you use them. These here, very cool. And I also have some bank line with me. I usually have a pouch with cordage in it, but I decided just to bring the roll of bank line that I also got at the dollar store a few weeks back. So what I have here are two 6x8 tarps and a 9x12. I'm going to do a classic lean-to with this tarp and then use this for the sides. This here is basically the same setup that I used in high winds the other night, but they were 4x6. These ones here are 6x8, so they may cover a little bit more. And I'm going to just clip them where the other one I had tied them. Squirrel saying hello. So right now what I'm going to do is run some bank line from tree to tree and get this started. I'm going to start this around chest height and just run this across over to this tree here, pull it tight, and that will give me a ridge line. Looks good. Now I'm going around this side of the tree. I'm going to pull tight like this. I'm going to wrap around here, and if I pull this over the middle, it really cinches that up. I can wrap around and tie off. Like this. Now I'll just cut my line, and then I can tie it off. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to put my 9-foot across here and put my 12-foot back. But I'm going to tie off right on the second grommet back. Like that there. I'm just going to tie this here and then tie the other side. Now this flap here, you can pull it out if you like and tie it off, or you can just leave it hanging down like this. That's up to you. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to tie from here and back through one of those 6x8 tarps just to close this in. May have to take off a couple of these branches right here, just because they're in my way. That should do right like that there. And now I'm going to hook up that other tarp. So the plan is to put the 8-foot along this direction here. I'm just going to use these clips And how I'm going to do this is I'll just throw all that in there. I'm going to fold this up like this and pin it to the tarp. So it's actually going in underneath. Just like that. And now I'll do the next one. And that will help with rain from coming in through the sides. So I'm just going to take this and pin this right on like that. Put it back just a hair. And just keep tucking this in and going down the side. So now it's covered in all along that side and tucked in underneath. Now these here are pretty strong, these clips. And what I'm going to do now is you tuck this all in underneath, and then you put a pole or stones or something to keep it tight along the ground. All you want is something that will create some weight in there. This rotten piece of tree will work great. Now that holds this down on this side. And I've also got this bent back like that, so if it rains, it's not collecting and pooling in. I've also got it clipped, one spot up there, and I could clip it here as well. But you got to remember, you want that pulled back, because if it rains, you don't want a pool there.
I'm in the middle of the woods. People don't rarely come out here. And this squirrel comes over within 6 feet from me. Just checking it out.
Now the only other thing you would do is put a ground sheet in there, or you could fill it full of boughs or leaves if you want, just to get yourself off the ground. Now myself, I use a sleep pad, so I could just throw a tarp in there just to keep the moisture from coming up through and sleep on that. So that's up to you, but this here is a good option for sure. So that is the shelter right there. Now that can sleep 2, possibly 3 people. And it gives you a lot of room. You can sit up in there, you can move around, and store your gear. 3 tarps, some clips, and 1 ridgeline. Then of course I put a couple stakes in the back. I could put another 1 or 2 in the middle if I wanted to. But that's a simple shelter, and it proved to be a good shelter during high winds. Now of course, this here with the clips and such, you may want to tie it because real high winds hit on the side and stuff. If this was out in the middle of a field, it'd probably blow open. But if you're sheltered in an area where there's not as much wind, this will work. And plus, it should help a lot with rains and heavy rains. Just wanted to share this with you. Just another idea. It's a lot of fun making types of tarp shelters that you can use while camping. I think that squirrel wants his area back. He's been coming really close and such, and yeah. Want to thank you for watching. Take care, and I'm happy with that shelter. Bye for now.
Look at this guy. I mean, I can pretty much reach out and touch that tree. Look how close he's getting to me as I tear down the shelter. He's one curious little guy.